Good evening, everybody. Welcome to day 2 of the 16 prosperities that we need in our life. Yeah, today's day 2, and I'm very happy that we could meet again today. And it's really a pleasure for me to able to share this 16 prosperities. Okay, and yesterday I shared on education, and I'm very happy with the feedback. A lot of people liked it. A lot of people thought that it was very enlightening. And I think the key to this entire talk that I'm doing is a lot of us tend to think that prosperity in life or is all about a big car, big house, and a lot of material things. And what I'm trying to do is that 500 years ago, it was already indicated that prosperity in life is much more than that, and that's where it's 16 prosperity comes. And among the Indian culture, a lot of people know about it, and about they wish people during the weddings and all. I hope you'll have the 16 blessings and the 16 prosperity. And sometimes people don't understand it. I didn't know it. When I was growing up, I thought was 16 prosperity. 16 blessings, 16 children. You see. So now I know, and that's what I'm sharing. So today we're going to do number 2, prosperity number 2. Now, prosperity number 2. If you look at the list of prosperity I shared with you guys, or it's in the chart, is actually knowledge. But as I was doing my research to do the talk today, I realized that it's actually just not knowledge, it's actually wisdom. Because when I did different researches, and I found out that actually the prosperity that was mentioned 500 years ago is not about just knowledge, but it's the wisdom, the wisdom in Tamil, they call it arivu, the wisdom to use something to do with this life, and that's a prosperity. That's a prosperity. There are a lot of educated people who are broke. There are a lot of educated people are not doing very well in life. There are a lot of educated people. I was at one point in time like that, so I'll share with you my story shortly, right? Though I'm educated, at one point in time I didn't have what I wanted to have because I didn't have the wisdom, And today's topic is all about the knowledge that you can get because you're educated, and then you create a wisdom out of it. And that wisdom, how do you use the wisdom? Yeah. So I'm going to talk to you about 3 areas. What is wisdom? What do you mean by wisdom? Then I'm going to talk to you about how do you get this wisdom? Okay, how do you get this wisdom? And number 3, why is it a prosperity? Why is this wisdom part of your prosperity? How does it make you enjoy your life? Why is it considered as one of the 16 prosperities? And that's what this talk is all about today. Yeah. So now let's start off. Okay, let's start off. There's so many things I wanted to share, so I'm a bit like, okay. First thing is, what is wisdom? Let's talk about wisdom. Yeah. Okay. So I'm an accountant. Okay. I studied accountancy in Malaya, in University of Malaya, and I became an accountant. So I worked as an auditor in Bainagara. And I think all of you know accounting. What do? You learn about accountancy, about balance sheet, profit and loss account, and everything. And accountants, what they do is we do something called balancing of accounts for companies. We do balance of account. So as an educated person, I use that knowledge to check company account, but at the same time, my account only balance always will balance, always will be chuko makan, always just nice. And if it I mean, God, yeah, your income and expense always the same, or your assets and liabilities always the same, or and it's just nice. Let's put it that way. And if it doesn't balance, then we have got something called suspense account, or kan tertunggal, you call it in account. So I was, for the longest of time, though I was working in Benagara. In fact, I used to have credit card with legal notices and all that. But I'm an accountant. I'm an University Malaya graduate accountant. But I'm educated, right? So the difference between an education and a wisdom is, I was financially educated, but I didn't have the financial wisdom, the financial intelligence, the financial knowledge. Then when I started to seek this wisdom, which is I read books by Robert Kiyosaki, I read books by T. Harv Eker about millionaire mindset. I read books like The Richest Man in Babylon. I read books. Then I understood the intelligence part, the financial intelligence part. So when you're financially educated, you get a job and you'll have income and you'll have your own problems. But when you're financially intelligent with the wisdom of intelligence, financial intelligence, and you are now able to look at where to invest your money, how to save your money, how to create assets, how to do things that will allow you to have an amazing life. So that is the first difference that I would look at it in terms of education and wisdom. So education allows you to have a basic life. Yeah. So in fact, the second thing I want to show with you is that education will allow you to have a job, Education will allow you to have a status. Education will give you money, obviously, because you're educated, right? So you get money. But wisdom, this is the definition given in a code. It says, wisdom is the light to your life for joy and happiness. Wisdom is the light for your life. When you're in the dark. Okay, so you've got a house, but there's no electricity. So you're living in the dark. So you're educated, you bought a house and it's dark. No electricity for whatever reason. But when you use a torchlight, then it's wisdom. Now you can see everything in your house because you're using a torchlight. So wisdom is like the torchlight, the light that will actually give you the joy and happiness you're looking for. That's basically how it is. I give an example. Yeah. So I was a financially educated person. So I got my job. I was working in Benegara. I had status. I had money. I had cars. I had all that. But in terms of wisdom, I decided to venture. I started to study about the power of the subconscious mind. Started to study about law of attraction. Started studying about Ho'oponopono. I started to look at many other areas, about eating habits, about, I don't know how many of you know, I'm actually a certified law of attraction trainer. I'm also a certified Ho'oponopono trainer. This is all other than my Bachelor of Accounting degree. I also am a certified hypnotherapist with the American Board of Hypnotherapists. And I do a lot of training nowadays in order to get people to have a better life. I teach them, actually. So this is different from what it was. So this is because my thought process was, I'm an accountant, right? Fine enough. But I wanted to do things to help people, enrich myself first, then enrich people. So it was myself first. It always was charity begins at home. So I read all this, not to teach people. I read all that so that my life can become better. When my life became better, and when I found the wisdom was the light, in my joy and happiness, I decided to share this with people. And that's when the wisdom was actually shared with all these people. But I had to do work. I had to do studies on law of attraction. I went to Canada to be certified. So I was seeking wisdom. I did my doctorate papers on Ho'oponopono, seeking wisdom. I became a certified body key coach. I became a certified health coach, a business coach. I can now consult businesses. One good way for you all to could have done this is very simple. 2 weeks ago, I did a talk on financial intelligence, and I charged 30 ringgit, and I gave a talk. It's only 30 ringgit. I did a 2-hour talk on financial. I advertised in Facebook, I advertised in on my WhatsApp groups, but I had only maybe about 200 people who registered for it. I don't know, maybe 30 ringgit is a bit too much for people. 30 ringgit, they had to pay and they'd register, and I gave them access, and I spoke about 2.5 hours. And I know the feedback was very, very, very good. Feedback was like, oh my God, Mr. Karthi, I didn't know that, being rich is all about your wealth ratio must be more than 1. So these are things you don't get educated on. These are wisdom that you learn as you go along in life. So the difference is education will give you the basics, but wisdom is where you are seeking more in life in order for you to be able to have a better life. Okay. One more thing to show the difference is this. There is a prayer. It's called a Serenity Prayer. I'm sure many of you have heard of it. I'm just going to read it out. The Serenity Prayer says, God, you can Google it. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, and the courage to change the things I need to change, and the wisdom to know the difference. I repeat, it's a paragraph, right? It's a quote. It says, God, grant me the peace and serenity to accept the things I cannot change. There are many things I can't. I mean, if you're married, okay? So you cannot change a lot of things. You got children lah. You're only SPM, you're only a degree holder, you're working in government, that's it. That's it. You're working there, right? So grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. My parents were rubber tappers. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. The courage to change the things I want to change. You're not happy with marriage. You're not happy with your job. You're not happy with some things. You need the courage to make some changes. You need to go to a counselor, maybe. You need to, talk to people and solve your problem, maybe. Maybe you need to go and take 2 jobs, 3 jobs to sort out your finances. The courage to change and the wisdom to know the difference. The wisdom to know. That means the wisdom is the part where you know the difference. You need, because there's no use sitting down every day. I used to say, let's say you got diabetic. Let's say you've got diabetic. That means you got sugar level very high. No use sitting every day and thinking, oh my God, why I got diabetic? Why my father, say, I tell you, he had diabetic, I got diabetic. Come on, father, leave Mercedes-Benz or BMW. You go and leave me diabetic for what? That is called stupidity. You know why? Because you already have a diabetic. I mean, first of all, you don't get it from your father. You and your father had the same food your mother cooked. That's why both of you got diabetic. But you blame your father. But what you need to do now that you got diabetic, right? Okay, so you got diabetic, right? Okay, the wisdom now is to do something about it. Because you can't change what you can't change. You already got diabetic already. So you now need to have the wisdom. What do? Cut down your sugar, go and exercise, drink a lot of water, take medicine if you need to take medicine, and change, lose weight. That is wisdom. So that is the difference between knowledge and wisdom. And a lot of people have this knowledge. Doctor will tell them you must lose weight. Yalla doctor, yalla doctor. Doctor will say, you got yalla, yalla, yalla. So you know, but you don't want to do. So the wisdom is for you to be able to do it, rather than just knowing it, okay? How do you get wisdom? How do you get this wisdom, okay? That's the second part, How do you get this wisdom? Now, you need to know that the one is, of course, seeking knowledge. You can read books, like I did the talk on financial intelligence. And even for the matter, I do a lot of talks. I do law of attraction talks. You go to my YouTube videos, you see 70 over free videos. I do talk. And every video on and off, I'll tell you need to read this book. This is a good book. And I always tell people, WhatsApp me, I'll send you the free copy of the book. And I'll always tell people, I say, if you WhatsApp me, I'll send you. And the people who WhatsApp me is just a handful. Many of them don't even WhatsApp me, well, maybe you have the book, maybe you downloaded the book, I'm fine, I'm very happy for you, so sorry, I don't mean to offend anybody here. But see, that's the difference. The wisdom is whereby you are willing to seek knowledge. You, Mr. Kati, can I have this book? Mr. Kati, can I have this book? And I sent you the book and you read the book. That is where you create. So two ways to get wisdom. Number one is you seek the knowledge. I mean, you read the books, you watch videos. I have a really good friend now, young lady, amazing lady. She sends me so many video clips of so many manifestation modalities. I'm so impressed because I am 57. I thought I know a lot of things. And this lady she's 39 years old. And she sends me things which I've never heard of you. And I'm like, oh my God, this is wisdom. I'm seeking knowledge. And she sends me these things. And I said, oh my God, where were you all this while? I love that knowledge. I love that knowledge. So when like Confucius said, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear, right? So I'm always seeking of things that I can do to help more people, to help other people. So one is acquiring it, watch the videos, read the books and all. So that is how you get it. That is the easier part, where you want to, like for example, you want to know about health, then read up about health. You want to lose weight, then go and do something about it, and then practice it. So that's where the wisdom comes in. There's the definition of insanity. Insanity means mad. Insanity means mad. There's a definition that says insanity is doing the same things again and again and expect different results. I repeat, insanity is doing the same thing again and again, expecting different results. You've got a street dog. You go and take the street dog, they'll bite you, and you let him go. Now the street dog bites you, right? Then next day you go and again carry him, and he bites you again. Third day you go and carry him, he bites you again. That's called insanity, because you're doing the same thing again, expecting different results. So it is important for you to understand that if you're going on with life, every month you're broke, or every month you have financial problem, every time you've got relationship problem, then do something different. I teach Ho'oponopono. Come and learn about Ho'oponopono. Go to the YouTube channel. There are so many free videos. Go and seek knowledge. Go and read about Ho'oponopono. I talk about how I've got people who got cancer have been cured, or how I've got, with Ho'oponopono and cleansing of karma, how people have relationship has been solved. But seek knowledge. Go and read up. Go see the videos. Find time. You find time to eat 3 times a day, correct or not? So find time. That is called seeking knowledge. Doctor says you got diabetic. Then find out, how do I lose weight? How do I control my sugar? That is very important. So that is something you need to do. Yeah, that's seeking knowledge. The second way of getting wisdom is through experiences. And sometimes you don't like the experiences. Like for example, you're driving a car. Suddenly your car stalls in the middle of the highway. And then you realize, oh my God, I didn't check petrol. No petrol. Oh my God, I didn't. Now what happens is, now kena already, isn't it? Okay. Now what do you do next time? Next time you'll remember to check the petrol. You check. Now you have the wisdom to check petrol before you go. Same thing. Suddenly you came out of your house one day and then you got flat tire, or somewhere you got a flat tire. Flat tire, punctured tire. So you've read all the manuals about how to change the tire, how to jack up the car, all you know. But the first time you try it is very difficult. First time you need to, oh my God, I don't know where's the jack, I don't know where to place it, but you do it. But you have the education, which is the book manual on how to change the tire. But once you change the tire, the next time you have a flat tire, you say, yeah, I know what to do. That is wisdom. Because now you know already. Because you've done it right. Like small children, I think, a lot of you know that small children, you tell them, hey, don't touch fire, don't touch hot, they'll touch. Oh, you, hot. And they cry. Next time they won't touch. Because now there's a wisdom that is hot, don't touch. Faham that? Understand or not? So a lot of times the children are like that, they will play with things and you tell them don't do it, they fall down, then they learn, then they'll say, oh, okay, I cannot touch it. Could be like you give them, you're cutting lime, they want to try lime, they cry, they want to try lime, you say no, it's sour, but they don't know what is sour, they take the lime and try. Oh my God, okay. From that day onwards, they have the wisdom that the green color small thing is not orange, that's lime, shouldn't take it. That's wisdom. So, but you don't want to get your wisdom through bad experiences. You want to be able to get the wisdom by reading up and learning, because experiences are very good teachers. But you really don't want to do that, and like, for example, you don't want to get a stroke, then realize you should take care of your health. You want to take care of your health so you don't get a stroke. Does that make sense? Okay, last time I'm going to finish off, by telling you why is it a prosperity? Why is it as in the 16 prosperities? Why is it 500 years ago they mentioned to you and say, wisdom is a prosperity? Because wisdom is the one that can give you an abundant life of good health, wealth, and happiness. If you want good health, you want wealth, and you want happiness, joy and happiness, you need to have the wisdom to do the right things, not just an education, not just a job, not just a car, not just a house. I want to finish up with a personal story, okay? Because I always like to share stories, because then you all know I'm not talking about just reading from a book. I'm talking because I learned that and I've experienced that. Many years ago, as I was working in Banagara when I was growing up, and then I was just like everybody else. I studied accountancy, went out there, and my dream was get a big car, get a big house, because I thought that was success. I thought driving a Mercedes was a success, driving a BMW was success, living in a bungalow house was a success, having lots of money was success, because my definition of success was everything, I need to have this, I need to have car, I need house, I need to have, this was my definition. Then John C. Maxwell, I read about his definition of success. He says, success is when the people you love respect you. I repeat, success is when the people you love respect you. Wow, okay, that's a wisdom, huh? And then I realized I'm only successful not because of the car and the house I have. I'm only successful when my father and mother respect me, and my father and mother say, you are a good son. You're the best son. I've come from a family of 12. I know my mother loves me very much because I used to be very close to her, do a lot of things for her. My mom loves everybody. But I feel that my mom respected me. I feel my dad respected me. And that means I am successful. Success is when my wife respects me. So I do everything as a good husband. I can cook, I take care, I can mop the house, I can, do things, I can cut vegetable. Every time she wants to cook, I'm going to ask her, I said, what is it that is there anything I can do for you? She said, yeah, can you clean this or can you have this? On certain days, she said, no, don't worry, I'll do everything. On certain days, she said, can you do? I will do. Why? Because I want my wife to respect me. Why? Because then I'm successful. But more importantly, I also wanted my children to respect me. I wanted my children to respect me. So what I used to do, when my daughter was born 20 years ago, I left my job and I decided to be home to take care of her. Of course, I closed my office. I decided to set up an office in my house. I would send her to school. I bring her back from school. I send my son to school, bring them from school. I will ask them in the morning, what do you want for lunch? Even the night before, I'll ask them, what do you want for breakfast? Then I'll get up in the morning, I'll make breakfast. Because I love that. My mom took care of me, so I wanted to take care of my two children, So I tell my wife is a good girl. I say, Nama, you have a rest. I will get up in the morning, I'll cook their breakfast, whatever they want breakfast. Then after that, I drop them in school. They say, I want crab curry today. Okay, I'll go and buy crab. I'll come back. I'll cook everything. I'll go and fetch them, come back. Because I want my children to say, you are my hero. Not Superman, Kamal Hassan, or not, Shah Rukh Khan. I want my children to look at me and say, you are my hero. That is success. And that I came to understand through wisdom, not education. So that's the difference between wisdom and education. Education was yesterday, but you need education. That's a prosperity. But wisdom is the prosperity that you need in order for your life to be full of good health, wealth, joy, and happiness. So with that, thank you very much for joining me today. And tomorrow I will see you. Tomorrow is longevity. Tomorrow I'll see you with number 3 about longevity, how to have a long life, and we'll talk about why that is also prosperity. Okay, so with that, thank you very much, everybody, for being with me. Be safe, take care of yourself. Please put lots of good heart sign and or type 11111 so that I know that you loved my talk today. Okay, so thank you very much, everybody. Bye bye. Take care. Talk to you tomorrow.